Well, we just saw $1 Million Arm, the new Jon Hamm Disney sports movie, and the way this show works, we'll tell you quickly whether we like the movie or not, so you can decide if you want to go see it. If you want to go see it, you can stop the video at that point and come back and check us out later. And after that break, we will get into more spoilers and details, things about the movie that we liked or didn't like, and kind of lengthen the discussion a little bit. This movie was okay. It wasn't great. I don't tend to get too excited about sports movies in general. This one was really well done. It's really well acted. The storyline is interesting. There's a lot of really solid performances from pretty much everybody in it. A lot of good characters. Lake Bell, Alan Arkin in particular, I thought were really, really great. To me, it felt like it was about a half hour too long. It just kind of really felt slow to me. But I could see this being a movie that, you could put on at home or watch with the family, and, there's nothing offensive, nothing, terrible about it. It really seems to take a long, like what you expect to happen in this movie seems to take a really long time to actually happen, and then it does happen. So that's kind of my brief review. Yeah. What'd you think?
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. I think it was good.
Yeah.
In an overall sense. I don't know if I would, I'm not going to go back and watch it again. I think the story is intriguing, but, you've seen a lot of those stories before, where you get, like the sports thing, the sports package of, getting fame and fortune and discovered and all that. And we love those stories, I think that's why people keep making them, or, filmmakers keep making them. So it's good for the family. It's good if you're a sports fan. It's good if you like the idea, of kind of like people kind of, getting their dreams fulfilled, or even just, stepping outside of their comfort zone a little bit. Because this movie does that. It shows you a whole nother world with India.
Yeah.
And you get to see a lot of different cultures. So I think the exposure is really good. I think that they did a good job of putting it together, but I have to agree with Dale as well that it was just a smidge too long.
Yeah. Who would you recommend it to, if anybody?
Yeah, I think definitely the people that have the Disney likability, like they feel like Disney films.
Yeah.
If they like just something to, like you say, put on. But the kids, I don't even know if kids really would enjoy. Like, it didn't seem like it keep the kids' attention very long.
Yeah, I was thinking more like junior high or high school age teenage boys would probably get into this.
Yeah, definitely. The inspiration behind it, is like what, and I think that's what these series of films from Disney really do, is they give like inspiration to young athletes. So young athletes. There we go.
Yeah.
That's who I'd recommend it to.
So that's our brief review. If it sounds like a movie you want to go check out and you don't want to hear us spoil any of the plot points or anything like that, you can stop us now. Otherwise, we'll roll into it. So really good performances all the way around. Jon Hamm, Asif Manvi, Lake Bell, Alan, I always say Adam instead of Alan. Alan Arkin, and the other coaches were good. I don't remember the actors' names.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah. He was very good. Yeah. The Indian guys, the three guys they bring over from India, there's the two actual pitchers, and then there's like a translator that works his way into it as well. They all do a great job. There's just this weird thing of like, Jon Hamm is like a pretty good guy for like the first act of the movie, and then he gets back to LA and he's kind of a dick. And then it seems to take him like 40 minutes to figure out, like, even with people telling him, hey, you should really take care of these guys and be nice to them, and the reason you're getting hosed here is because you're not taking care of these guys properly.
Yeah.
And that like finally sinks in and finally comes through for him. And I guess for me, it was hard to believe that anyone would like not listen to Lake Bell when she was telling you something. Like, if she told me to do something, I'd pretty much do it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, there, you can see the progression that he goes through, obviously, I mean, that's what they want you to see. And I think Jon Hamm is such a great actor. Like, I know for me in like the scene, that like realization scene,
where it finally
it's
sinks in that he's like,
yeah,
oh,
his acting was stellar.
Yeah,
stellar.
His performance is great, and
Yeah.
you believe every part of it. It's
Yeah.
just
like, why does it take so long to get there?
Yeah, it's not his character that's the problem. It's the pacing of the movie that's a problem.
That's exactly what it is.
It's almost like they needed to cut out like one scene of him not being there for the kids. Like, we get the point of him not being there for the kids pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and the trial, they go to the trial, and the first trial, all the scouts come out too, and he gets the deal, but the kids aren't going to go to the majors. And to me, it was like, at that point, like, that should have been the end of it, but it still takes him like another 10 minutes, 15 minutes to decide.
Well, do you think
to help them out?
Because it's based on a true story? I mean, like, because that's the way the story goes. I mean, I don't think they really, diverge from the original story of how these guys came to be pitchers.
Well,
right?
I mean, and like I say, what I was saying about Lake Bell's character or Alan Arkin's character, like, these are not. They're based on real people, but they don't act the way real people would act.
Yeah.
They're super heightened, beautiful, perfect versions of these people. True. And so I don't think that's really. I mean, I think that was a screenwriting choice. There was a choice to basically what you expect to happen as the climax of the movie happens in like the last minute of the movie. Yeah. And then it just ends. And it seems like that climax belonged earlier. Like it seemed like there needed to be a climax earlier, and then sort of that scale down. Like, let's go back to India. Let's do those addendums. Let's do those.
Which they tried to do, I believe, more or less in the credits, where they just let this long credit reel roll, and there's just a montage of children running and dreamscapes. And,
It literally ends with the actual footage of the guys getting their contract with the Pirates, and it shows you what happened to the characters after that. I guess all of this happened in 2008. But it shows you Jon Hamm and Lake Bell's real life counterparts. Like, they got married and they had kids, and
I thought that was almost like a like you said, a writer's choice to put like this love story into it. But I like that they showed you that it really was this like a real story. Like, they did have this arrangement where they ended up finding each other and becoming a family. And I don't know, it's kind of weird how real life can play out that way sometimes while a bigger event is happening. So I'm glad that they at least showed that. Yeah.
Well, and there is, I mean, they talk about, they make an off-the-cuff remark about alternative family, but I have had the experience of living with people I'm not related to and living with lots of people I'm not related to. Yeah. And there's a real benefit to that. It's a very symbiotic, very positive atmosphere when everybody's kind of pulling together and we're all sharing the same space. And when one of us is down, the rest of us are there to kind of help each other out. And I got the feeling that was sort of the situation that he ended up with, was that he had these three guys on his couch and he's kind of seeing this girl on the side, and, they all they shared a living space and become sort of a de facto family for one another. Right.
Which is important. And that's why it shows how, it's not working because you're not filling the role of like the father or the caregiver or the person that's responsible for these kids, these people who have no idea what they're doing in this country. They have no idea what our culture is like. And they don't even know what baseball is. And so they need that support. And you're right, it just takes so long for him to realize that these are human beings. They're not just investments, And
that's really the only thing. Like, if it were just a little bit snappier, I felt like if they had trimmed out just a couple of scenes, like, really, I think I mean, the whole audience goes into the movie with the message of what, like, we already know.
Yeah, we already know.
We know what this movie's going to be.
It was a true story.
And, you know, it's not going to be they get sent home and they don't make it. And it's not going to be Jon Hamm is just a jerk and never stops being a jerk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it... way better than Draft Day, by the way, as far as sports movies go for this year.
Yeah.
Draft Day was like just watching Kevin Costner coast for an hour and a half, and that was an even slower, more painful experience than this. But this was, I mean, it was very... The pace was steady, even though it was slow. It was...
Yeah. There was comedy in it.
Yeah.
There was some good comedy in it. I do know that there were a couple of people from like improv backgrounds as supporting role characters, and so that really helped to, you know, keep it snappy, fun, lighthearted.
I felt like Asif Mandi didn't get much screen time for what I expected from him.
I would agree. Yeah, I feel like he would have gotten a lot more out of that character. But it was kind of interesting because I guess what we do see of him mostly in what the roles that he plays, especially from, you know, Daily Show, is like it's, I don't know, it's like he was playing this straight man. Plus, he was a dad with two kids, so he had like a character game that he would play, like, but he was always very much like, you know, serious kind of guy. Didn't really get to play.
He's a very grounded character.
Yeah, like the fun character. Alan Arkin, however, like just straight up when he leaves and he's like, "All right, that's it. I'm out of here. You know, I'll see you." Like, I almost wondered if when they were filming, if that's just how he is. Like, if he's gotten to that old age as an actor where he's just like, "Oh, film my scenes. I'm out to my trailer."
That everyone would just accept it. Like, he's so great.
Just the shock on Jon Hamm's face when he gets up and he's just like, "What? Well, he's leaving?"
Yeah.
Like, it looked almost like it's so in the moment of Alan Arkin just deciding, well, fuck the script. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I was so happy when he showed up and threw water on Jon Hamm.
That was funny.
That was his reintroduction into the movie.
Yeah.
Was throwing the water on Jon Hamm. It was cool. There were some good moments. I wouldn't say, you know, go sit through it if it doesn't sound like a really great movie.
Maybe if you're gonna like date, if you're like a high school date, and there's like points where you know, because they talk about that whole kissing thing. Yeah, everybody loved that. That was like the biggest crowd reaction out of the night was the thing about kissing Miss Brenda. Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, this is kind of like that. You know, if you're on a high school date and you wanna, you know, be like, isn't that cute? You know, like,
I can see that. I can see that. Well, that's our review, $1 Million Arm. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out our other videos here on YouTube and at dalemaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.